Our topic today is going to be interesting. It's something that most mothers, especially new moms, won't be aware of. So being a parent, be it for the first time or your fourth time like yours truly, is definitely exciting, but it is not always sunshine and rainbows. See, when I had my firstborn, Isobel Daniela, I was amongst the first of my peers to have a baby, and though I seemed to be prepared, macam saya baca semua tu buku-buku, pergi Google semua kan, I knew everything. I was even prepared about my birth plan, which was an elective Caesarean, but no one warned me about breastfeeding. And how is it that breastfeeding is considered the most natural thing, but may not be the easiest for everyone, especially during the first few days after delivery? So, with that, ladies and gentlemen, I thought that it would be quite apt that we bring our guest for today, since I've been receiving some DMs from followers about my breastfeeding journey and what has helped me in my supply, etc. You think that someone who has 4 children would be an expert on breastfeeding, right? Nope, wrong. And it's like I had to relearn the whole process all over again. So today, to help me with some of the questions that I have compiled from you and me, we have Dr Nurzarina Dr Nurzarina Rahman, a lactation counselor and Parentcraft education specialist from Klinik Famili Gravidities, to speak more and to tell us a little bit more insights and perhaps to shed some light with regards to breastfeeding. Hello! How are you? All right, we're going to go into our topic for today, breastfeeding. But first and foremost, I'm really interested to know, how did you become a lactation counselor as well as a Parentcraft educator? Is that what it is? Yeah. I mean, you're a medical doctor, I know, but what made you go into that niche?
Okay. Thank you, Daphne, for having me in your show. A little bit about myself. I'm a mother of 5. I had my firstborn in 2007.
Right.
So when I first started to have my breastfeeding experience, it was not a smooth one. So I started to learn more and more about breastfeeding. At that time, I thought that breastfeeding is supposed to be natural, and I'm a doctor, so I should know how to. And I also had a very bad birth experience. So that's how it comes. And then along the way, I started to read up on breastfeeding and read up on gentle birth. And I had a better experience with my second baby in 2009. And then after that, I helped out my family members and my friends about breastfeeding. And then later on, I became a hypnobirthing educator. If you have heard of hypnobirthing.
Yes.
So I took up, I went to a hypnobirthing class. My CIFO was Nadine in 2014. That was my 4th birth, and that was the first time I went for antenatal class. And I found that hypnobirthing really amazed me. So after that, I had a hypnobirthing birth, and I decided to learn about hypnobirthing myself and teach starting from 2015. And then it really related with breastfeeding. So later on, I became a GP in 2016. Before that, I was in the university teaching the medical students for 8 years. And then when I would open up my clinic, I wanted to do that breastfeeding formally in my clinic. So that's why I took up a certification again, lactation counselor certification in 2016. Then I started to help out mothers since then. And because of my own experience and because of I wanted to help more moms not to go through what I went through. So that's why I become a breastfeeding specialist and also a childbirth educator. And I have been teaching about calm birth since then.
And I love the fact that you too understand or believe in the Dunstan baby language. That is something that helped me with my 3rd and this last.
Oh, that's very good, Daphne.
Yeah, and I wish I knew this when Isobel, when the firstborn was born, you know? You know? I love, because then I understand him better. And then I'll know, okay, he just wants to, you know, he's got problems with his wind, or he's got problems, he didn't pupu tapi keras kot, you know, and it has helped me bond so much closer, especially when it comes to breastfeeding. Because all this while, especially with 1 and 2, I've got 4 kids, I always thought, okay, basah ataupun nak nenen. Nak susu. So it was either or, but most of the time they get frustrated and they'll be pulling on my breast, and that was frustrating for me because it was very, very painful. And so, yeah, I'm glad that you are also someone who advocates the dance and baby language. And I hope a lot of other moms we spoke about this previously in my live stream. Anyway, we are going to go and talk about breastfeeding today and how it all interrelates. I've got a couple of questions myself, and we've got some questions from the public also. Again, kepada mereka yang baru sahaja join kita orang, please feel free to send your comments, suggestions or questions to Dr. Zarina. We are also going to be giving away a Go Mini Pigeon double breast pump, an electric breast pump in our contest. So be sure to hear the answers that Dr. Zarina has, and we'll be giving the question in just a bit, right? So my first question here, doctor, is my milk letdown is very quick. Banyak tau. So, and then the baby starts coughing, and then they stop drinking because mungkin dia macam terlampau banyak. Then dia tidur. But by then, you know, it'll be like, banyak keluar. And I'm like, oh no, stopping it, trying to stop. And then he wakes up. Tapi dia tak cukup minum because tadi dia minum sikit je, and he needs to burp, they cry, and it's like a vicious cycle. Should I just pump and bottle feed him instead so that it's you know, the flow isn't so crazy, because with the bottle the flow is much more structured or more consistent? What do you think? Have you had experience with your 5 kids?
Yeah, I had only during the first few months lah. This is what we call a fast letdown, and usually it happens when you have a lot of milk.
Okay.
Definitely. Yeah, when you have a lot of milk and when you feed your baby at an engorged breast,
right,
that will cause the sudden fast letdown. So what you need to do is actually to marmot. You know, if you can massage your breast and marmot a bit.
Okay.
Marmot means hand express. Hand express a little bit of the foremilk.
Okay.
Then it will slow down when it goes more to the hind milk, which contains the fat, then it will go slower. You know, so you can actually feed Elon at a half empty breast.
And that's fine, right? Because I always thought that one supply of a breast or whatever he's like, is the amount that he needs. Because, you know, it's about supply and demand and supply. That's what I think. Yeah. So I takut macam nanti sayang, nanti like, oh, he's tak cukup because I'm giving away the first part of the milk yang macam cair sikit kan. Or there's actual difference on the first and the later part.
Milk,
oh wow. See, anak keempat ni baru belajar ni. Fore milk, okay.
Okay, the fore milk contains a lot of water and glucose, Daphne. So if let's say there is too much of the fore milk, and then let's say it becomes 2 ounces of fore milk, so baby is drinking a lot of fore milk.
Oh wow.
2 ounces, okay? So that can cause a lot of gas in the baby, you know? If the baby drinks too much of the fore milk. You know, because not necessarily one breast tu memang cukup untuk one feeding. Maybe it's for 2 or more feedings from one breast. Okay, if you are a mother who have a lot of milk. So what you need to do is to marmot a bit, you know, so that the flow will not be too fast. Keep the express breast in the fridge for later use, and then you feed directly to Elon. You know, if you keep on pumping and then give it through a bottle, you miss the bonding, tau, Daphne. You miss the bonding, and then you jadi exclusive pumping mom, and that is more tiring actually.
All right, we've got a lot of questions coming in.
Oh, really?
We will. Okay, this is a question that I have, which is similar to the next question that I have.
Okay.
Hey, Doctor and Madam Daphne, ni dari Instagram, Nur Shuhaida Suhod. Is it true that incorrect flanged size, flange, is it how you pronounce it? Okay, can lead to breast soreness? My husband bought me a breast pump, but the EBM is so sikit and my breast so sore. And that's just it also. This is the same question that I had. The first few weeks, Elon was latching properly. I knew he was latching properly because I asked a lactation counselor in the hospital, but I still had sore nipples. Is that normal? And how do you reduce the sore and cracked nipples? It's similar to what the Shuhaida asked also.
Okay. Let's talk about your question first, about the
sore nipples.
The sore nipples. Sore nipple have many causes, Daphne. First of all, is incorrect latch. Yes, when there is an incorrect latching, it will cause the nipple to actually bergeser with your hard palate in front of your mouth, in front of the baby's mouth. You know,
I'm writing all this down now. I'm not paying attention. I'm not paying attention. I'm writing down. Okay, go on.
Okay. So in the baby's mouth or in our mouth, we have the hard palate in front and the soft palate behind. So we want baby to have a deep latch so that the nipple of the mommy will go back to the throat whereby the soft palate is. So you will not get sore nipples.
I see.
So that is the first thing. You must have the correct latching. Okay. Number 2, it could be a tongue tie. Have you heard tongue tie in babies?
Yes, apparently, because I just found out that you also do frenotomy services.
Yes.
And I was like, what the hell is that? And then I found out that my nephew, who was born just 3 weeks before my son, had that issue. Can you perhaps tell our audience out there what it is in layman terms, and how would you be able to know if your son or daughter has that?
Okay. So tongue tie basically is a developmental, not really say a problem, some developmental issue that happen that at the below of the tongue there is one frenulum. Okay, usually that frenulum will get resolved once baby is born, but certain babies the frenulum persists. Frenulum tu macam tali bawah lidah.
Oh, so dia macam
Dia macam ke depan.
Faham.
So in normal people, the frenulum tu tak ada. Kita tak nampak, and baby is able to put up the tip of the tongue to the top of the palate. And we also some function lah. If the tongue tie baby ni, dia punya function tu is a bit affected. Okay, dia tak boleh jeli lidah dia panjang-panjang. Dia tak boleh move the tongue side to side properly. They cannot even catch the mama's breast properly. And then when the baby sucks on the mama's breast, selalunya dia tak kenyang. They cannot get a proper effective latching and not an effective milk transfer will happen that causes the baby to lapar lah.
I see.
Susu. And then sometimes mother will experience clicking sounds. You know, when the baby is breastfeeding, there are clicking sounds at the breast. Click, click, click. Tengah minum tu dia macam ada click sounds dekat mulut baby.
I get that with Elon, but it's like, that's not
during this, macam tu. So that means the latching tu tak proper. So in tongue tie babies, dia memang tak boleh proper latch. So sebab dia punya tongue tu cannot get under the breast.
Alright, so back to Nur Shohaida. She says, I'm so scared. My baby has tongue tie. Dia takut lah baby dia tongue tie. How will we be able to know if anak tu ada tongue tie ke tak? Atau needs your frenotomy services?
Selalunya bring the baby to a doctor who understands breastfeeding. They will assess the tongue tie.
Okay.
And they will assess the tongue tie ada ke tidak. Because there are 4 types of tongue tie. Type 1, type 2, type 3, type 4. The most severe is type 1. Okay, so when tongue tie baby breastfeed, dia akan only get a shallow latch, and that causes the nipple to brush against the hard palate of the baby.
Wow.
Okay, the nipple goes to the hard palate because it's very shallow.
Right.
So that's why mama akan rasa sakit or sore nipple or even cracked nipple or even bleeding nipples. And so over time, baby will have a lot of colic, very gassy. At the end of 1 month, they don't really put up in weight because the milk transfer is not effective. So this is the problem with tongue tie babies. So that is the second cause of sore nipple. The third cause of sore nipple is actually nipple thrush, fungus at the nipple. So that kind of pain that happens to mama is usually knife-like pain. Some rasa macam kena toreh dekat nipple. Okay, so the pain is like it can be during and after. It persists after the breastfeeding, and usually the nipple and the areola region is very shiny pink. So that is actually a nipple thrush. And
dia tak putih-putih lah. You can't really see it.
You can't really see on the nipple, it's really pinkish, but on the baby's tongue, you can see whitish patches. Baby's tongue or the baby's mouth will have oral thrush. So this is an infection which is treatable.
Okay.
So these are the 3 most common causes of sore nipple. And for Puan Shuhada's question, yes, the flange size, the flange is actually the palm part whereby you put it at the breast. So there is a size for the diameter of the flange. Okay, so it has to be sesuai with the mama nipple's diameter. Okay, the mama's nipple diameter is about, let's say, 2 centimeters, 20 mm. So a mama should get a flange size of about 24 mm. Whatever your nipple size, you add 4 millimeters. So that is the correct flange size for you to use. If it's too big or if it's too small for you, then you will have this sore nipple, or the milk pumping is not effective enough for you. Yes, that would be a problem. So
that's very important to see. No wonder they've got like different sizes. I normally go with the regular one and I'm fine. But I didn't know that's quite,
Yeah, sometimes the breast pump, certain brands, they come with the size 28. That is their regular size. Sometimes some come with 24 and some come with 21. So the regular doesn't mean the same for all pumps.
I see. So you still have to tengok lah.
Yes, you still need to see how many millimeter is the diameter of the flange and then measure it to your own nipple.
Now, I mentioned earlier on about how I think you mentioned it actually about colic, and that's where colic happens. Why does colic happen? What is colic?
Okay, colic is actually gas that causes babies to have pain and then they cry. Okay, in Dasi baby language, they will make that air sound.
Yeah.
Like muka merah-merah, and they cry, because they have pain. Yeah, but that is physical colic because of too much gas in the colon. Okay, sometimes you can see them. Sometimes they pass wind so much.
Yes, that's true.
Yes, and then it happens like towards the end of the day sometimes.
Correct.
That is colic. And another criteria for colic is the baby will cry 3 hours a day for 3 days in a week for 3 weeks or longer. So this
apa
is
ni 333 ni? Magic number ke colic ni?
Yeah. So this is how you see this is really colic. But colic ni, that is a physical colic lah.
Oh, okay.
And then there is also emotional colic. Some babies, emotional colic.
Okay.
Babies are like us, adults. A lot of people don't know that babies have emotions as well. They can be tired, they can be sad, they can be happy, or they can be, they have emotions as well. So, when they are too tired in the morning, let's say we brought them out to see the doctor, and then we brought them out to the mall. By the time evening, baru balik rumah. They will be tired, like overstimulated. So they can also cry like a colic cry. So that is called emotional colic. Okay. So for the emotional colic ni, kita cuma soothe them down lah, tenangkan diorang dengan breastfeeding ke, tidurkan diorang ke. But it will be a harder effort to put them to sleep when they are too tired.
Because that's just it, either they're tired, he's tired, or he's got wind in his stomach, and I feel very traumatized because ni bayangkan dia tak ada gigi lagi. But when he's like, and ni baru, and I'm like, oh my God, son, chill, y'all, it hurts. And it gives me a bit of the trauma because I always think like, alamak, nanti dia sekarang ni tak ada gigi. Kalau dia ada gigi, imagine. And I get very frightened. And I don't want that because our emotions will go to the child tau. Macam, so you're trying. Oh my goodness. So what do you do? So what do you do when that happens? When he's got, because you said.
Okay. Okay. So kalau baby is angry at the breast, you don't force baby to sleep lah at the breast. You tenangkan dia dengan cara lain.
Faham. Okay.
Yes, true. Breastfeeding is a way to actually soothe them, as a soother, the breast is actually the place where the baby feels more safe. They are calmer there. But kalau tengah angry dan dia tak nak your breast, don't force. Guna cara lain, dodoikan dulu, tidurkan dulu, tenangkan dia baru bagi breast. That's why orang kata kalau baby cry, do not offer the breast yet. We have to tenangkan baby dulu, baru offer your breast again.
I think that's something that I have to remember, Papa, because normally I'll always tengah malam, and I'm so scared because now the kids all want to sleep with us in one room, and it's a bit sensitive.
But, doctor,
dah keluar dah.
If I don't have breast, how? See,
so now like he's.
I don't have breast, but he smells my armpits. Not smell it.
There are other ways to soothe the baby, not just by the breast.
I see. I mean, I can use my other thing, but that's kind of a...
Hey, Choi. Which comes to my next question. What about comfort feeding? You know, sometimes I dah tahu dia sebenarnya dah kenyang dah. Tapi dia nyot. Can we offer him the pacifier? Because sometimes penat lah kan, lenguh tangan nak buat. I've got other things to do. You know, I'm not just his mother. So, comfort feeding, yes or no? And he'll just like melekat. Sometimes dia macam, dah tidur ni. And then how do you unlatch him properly? And then dia sambung balik. What do I do, doc?
That is not just your problem, Daphne. It's every mommy's problem, actually. Now, it really depends on you.
Okay.
You know, it depends on certain mummies are working mothers, certain mummies are stay-at-home mothers. I bukan lactation counselor yang harsh, no pacifier, nothing. Of course, we would say that as a breastfeeding counselor, we say bottle not to be introduced too early. Pacifier, it will cause deeper confusion. But I would say it depends on you. If you feel that you need to have that me time so that you will stay sane, okay, please give your baby something else to put him to sleep. And then later, when he really hungry, then you can give back your breast, okay? There are also many other ways to soothe the baby down. Maybe you can use your finger to put... The natural thing about babies, they want to suck. Because they have that suckling reflex which persists from newborn until 4 months. So they will, you tengok, kalau dia tak minum susu pun, you will see the mouth moving.
Yeah.
When baby they sleeping. So that is a suckling reflex. Okay?
I can relate to the baby liking to suck. As a father,
sabar je lah Dr. Zarina dengan suami aku ni.
I know why he likes to suck. You know?
Yes.
When he doesn't get it, he gets angry. When I don't, tak apalah. Okay.
Anyway, is there a supply of how much a milk should a newborn or a baby be feeding on? And does this also translate to the amount that we pump? Misal kata, I'm off to work and I'm pumping and decide macam about 3 ounce here, about 4 ounce. Is that how much a baby drinks? How do you? Yeah.
Alright. That really depends on the baby pula. Okay, certain babies, big babies, they need a lot of milk. They are smaller babies, they will need less milk. So there is no fixed amount according to the age.
Okay.
Unlike formula milk kan. Formula milk dekat tin tu dah tulis 1 bulan minum berapa ounce, 2 bulan minum berapa ounce. But for breast milk, it really depends on your baby.
Right.
And we should know what are the signs that baby is full. Baby is full when they let go of the breast, when they sleep from the breast, and then they are happy when they off the breast. Yeah. So tak ada fixed amount, and the baby's stomach pun grows from the newborn. When they are newborn, the baby's stomach size is like a cherry, so it's very little. About 5 to 10 mils of milk. Yes, that's why our breast milk tu sikit for the first few days because it really cukup-cukup untuk baby punya stomach yang kecil. Okay, so 1 week the stomach grow bigger and bigger.
Right.
And then at 1 month, about the volume of the stomach goes up to 1.5 to 2 ounce of milk. But memang tu besar volume susu, volume of the stomach. But doesn't mean that they need 2 ounce of milk. It really depends on them. And then there are also fasa-fasa growth spurt, if you have heard.
Yeah, is that true? Like the 6 weeks, 3 weeks, 6 weeks, betul?
Yeah.
Yeah, where they get a bit grumpy and then they're like, oh my God, he's like constantly clinging on me.
Constantly clinging to you. Yes, that happens to all babies. Okay, day 3, day 10, day 21, and then when they turn new months, they will have this growth spurt. So masa growth spurt tu, they will drink more than usual. Okay, so regarding the breast pump tu, okay, how much you get from the pumping and is that the baby needs? No, it doesn't equate. Okay. And whatever you have in your bottle when you breast pump doesn't mean that you only have that in your breast. You have more than that. Because not all pumps can empty your breast. And your breast is never empty.
Yeah, I always think like, dah habis dah. Give me a while, I need to fill back up. I always think that way. But it's not. Ada lagi.
Ada lagi. It's never empty. So katalah you tengah breast pump, tiba-tiba your baby nak susu. You can directly feed baby, but the baby will drink the high milk lah, yang banyak lemak-lemak dengan protein tu.
Itu yang dia bam-bam tu.
Yeah.
What was I going to ask? It was something to do with what you said just now. Okay, there's one from Cheryl in here. Hi, Dr. and Daphne. My go-to. Once she unlatched, the eyes open widely, but continue to latch, she will go to sleep.
Yeah,
Yalah,
that
some
is
just
actually
wonder.
comfort feeding. Yeah. And your question, Daphne, just now was how to unlatch a baby.
Yeah, yes,
So
how to
use
unlatch.
Your pinky finger. Use your pinky finger.
Okay.
Ada baby kat sini.
Hi, baby. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you actually put your finger inside the baby's mouth. Okay, and then release the suction between your nipple and the baby's tongue. Okay,
Oh,
slowly
that's right.
remove it and then pull your nipple out.
Okay, then
From
at least
the
dia taklah kita sakitkan kalau kita tarik macam tu.
No, you
mampoi.
don't tarik. Of course, you don't tarik your baby from your nipple. Nanti itu can cause a sore nipple again.
That day I made sambal. So I cut chili. So I couldn't do that. I didn't want to, because for me and the chili pun dah rasa kan. So I takut it will kena. So I yanked the baby out. Allah, I said never again. If I want to cut chili next time, I pakai plastic gloves. Lantak lah orang nak gelakkan I. Next question. What is your food suggestion to increase the milk supply? From Nur Shohaida.
Okay. Milk boosters lah. Okay. In the food, okay, we have kurma, okay, dates, okay, we have oats. These are milk boosters as well. We have fenugreek. Have you heard of fenugreek?
Yeah, dia macam pelik sikit dia punya bau kan?
Halber tu. And then fennel, jintan.
Okay.
Orang kata lobak putih, masak sup, yes. And then longan kering, the dry
Oh
longan.
yes, I've got
And
that in my
actually-
soups. Okay.
Yeah, you can also rebus longan kering. And a lot of other lactation cookies and lactation milk around in the market, you know, and these milk boosters ni actually it is not for everyone.
Oh.
Let's say one person try one lactation cookies and Mama A tried, and then she said, oh, my milk boosted up. Mama B tried the same cookies. How come my breast milk sama je?
Yeah.
So the milk boosters actually follows the mama's body. So you have to try and error semua milk boosters.
I guess it's just like how some people are just allergic to peanuts or eggs or prawns. So it's to each individual lah kan?
Yes.
All right. How much, can I pump one breast while he feeds on the other? Because, sometimes when we have that letdown, like me especially, then macam terbasah my bra or my shirt, macam sayang. So is that okay to breast pump or collect at the same?
Boleh, Daphne. We have that milk collectors.
Yeah, I just found out about it actually just before our interview. Sebelum I letak question ni, sebenarnya I just found out about it.
Yeah, so milk collectors ni dia ada macam-macam. Dia silicone cup ada, dia ada yang macam cup bulat letak dekat bra. Okay, so and you can also breast pump at the same time. What we call tandem pumping and nursing at the same time.
Oh,
so
that's what tandem pumping is.
Pumping. Yeah,
oh, that's why it is.
You breastfeed and you pump, but that takes a lot of skills lah. Kan, not all mummies can hold the baby and pump at the same time unless you wear a pumping bra lah, hands-free bra.
Yeah, I finally got that. Oh my God, that's such a savior.
Or even a hands-free cup that can also help. A hands-free cup that connects to the breast pump. So you can actually, you can actually save the let down milk from wasted to the breast pads,
Again,
So
I had these questions in mind a week before our interview, or actually a little bit longer. And I just found out about the collector. And that you were saying about the hands-free pump or whatever, right?
Yeah.
It's amazing because initially I thought, alah, sikit je. In the end, by the time he was done with so I had about 3-4 ounce on the other side. I'm like, this is good 1 feed dah.
Yes, betul.
You know what I mean? So yeah, that's like, why didn't I have this with my first, second, third? All right, so we've already asked questions on foods or drinks to increase milk supply. When can we start pumping milk? Because you mentioned it earlier on, doctors, most lactation counselors encourage moms to direct latch for the first few weeks of the newborn's child. But when I had him, we had jaundice and I had high blood. So the doctor said, I want you to rest. If you can, pump out a bit so that you can sleep one night. at least get your blood pressure down, and we'll have the jaundice. The nurse will, settle him at the nursery masa tu lah. And it did help, but at the same time, I felt like, Allah, what's your views on this? When can we start actually pumping?
Okay, so the first few days lah, when your colostrum is in, remember how is the texture of the colostrum?
Dia macam kuning-kuning. That's all I remember. Minyak.
Minyak, yes. And it's very thick.
Yes.
It's very thick, correct?
Yeah.
And it's droplets. For most moms, it's just droplets.
Correct.
So, it is actually more difficult to pump a colostrum.
Faham. And that's why it's better to just direct latch lah.
Direct latch, or you can use your hands to marmot. Okay, then you can collect it with the cup or a spoon. Yeah, and give it to the baby. And usually you will get about 1 ounce over 24 hours, average of 1 ounce over 24 hours for the first few days of colostrum. Wow. So you cannot pump on the first week.
Okay. That is the reason lah.
Yeah.
Right.
And then after that, if let's say you are a mama with a lot of milk, you can to pump to reduce engorgement after the first week. But if you continue to pump too much, you might end up oversupplying yourself because there's too much stimulation. So what I would suggest is for the first month, you continue to direct latch with your baby because that is the time you want to bond, you want to learn about your baby, you want to sleep with the baby better than just focusing on pumping. And then when are you going to have that moment with the baby dah ada moment with the baby nak kena pump pula kan? Betul. So that's why I said to most mom, do not waste your energy pumping during the first month. So after the first month, then you can start to pump to collect your milk if you go to work later on. So if you want to pump during the first month, it's only to relieve from engorgement.
Okay, understand.
Yeah.
Or if or like in cases where the mother has to be hospitalized or the baby has to be hospitalized, then
yes. When
that
you
could
are
be another
separated,
option. Yeah, when you're separated.
But
better to direct latch as much as possible. Okay, one question from Sherilyn. Baby hiccups, is it normal? And how do you stop the baby from hiccuping? Because one thing kesian, and two, dia nak tidur tapi dia lepas tu dia terganggu lagi, bad mood lagi. Is that normal? That's from Sherilyn.
It's actually a normal thing to happen. The hiccups, The hiccups actually, let me share something which I found. Okay, so
so many good questions coming in. All right, yeah.
So actually, the hiccup is actually a reflex that happens when there is a contraction of the diaphragm. The diaphragm is like a layer below our lungs. So there's a contraction of the diaphragm that causes the hiccup. It's actually a normal reflex or something that actually triggers it, and it is actually normal for the baby to happen. What you can do is, firstly, try to burp your baby when the hiccups happen. Okay, just burp your baby, put the baby upright. Okay, put the baby upright. And just don't slap the baby when you burping the baby.
Kalau geram tu datang lah. I cup slap.
Cup slap tak apa. Or you just do like this. Or you can pacify them with a pacifier or with your breast. Or you can let the hiccup run its course.
Right. Dia taklah sakit kan? Macam kita jugalah. Just annoying lah. Diganggu je lah.
When orang kata bagi water lah, bagi susu lah, it doesn't really remove the hiccup.
Right.
It's just a matter of time the hiccup disappear. Okay, so it's nothing to worry. Let it happen. Okay. Just keep on burping the baby when the hiccups happen. Yeah.
All right. From Estresina. Hello, is it okay to feed baby with formula milk together with breast milk in one bottle? That means campur. Tu dia.
I wouldn't recommend that because our breast milk is very precious. It has a lot of antibodies and a lot of nutrients, which is very heat sensitive. And it has live cells inside it. Our breast milk, okay? And if you were to give formula milk, sometimes you may make the formula milk a little bit too heated. heated up, the probably temperature is a bit too much.
Right.
Then 40 degrees, our body temperature is about 37 degrees. So that is the temperature of our breast milk. So if you campur, definitely it will kill off our breast milk cells, the live cells.
Yeah.
And
that's the nutrients that we want, right? At the end of the day. Yeah.
Which is not present in the formula milk, and you will kill off. And then it's not recommended. You know, and you have to see back why you need to top up with the formula. Why do you need to, more mothers I see sekarang ni, they are not confident with themselves. They're not confident with themselves and with their breast milk, how much they have, whether they are enough for their baby. So this is the problem with moms. So,
which brings me to my next question. Sorry, I'm just cutting you off. Yeah, so...
Tak apa, it's okay.
Tak boleh? Dia tak confident because Nirwana...
So actually, if you feel that you tak cukup susu ke apa, you have to actually see a lactation counselor, and they will ask you questions. Why do you say that you have not enough milk?
I mean, relating to Daphne punya sister from the first child, dia punya anak dia yang first tu, dia macam memang tak confident. Anak dia pun kecil, was underweight initially, and then she, according to her, she was not producing enough milk. So you think this can be is self-inflicted in the head, psychology, and then when you are stressed, lagi lah the milk will not be produced. So now dia dah second anak dia. Anak dia second one, I think is so far according to the weight average is okay lah kan.
Correct, yeah.
And she feels and Michelle lah, dia punya Daphne, my sister, feels much better. But she's still very like, every month dia macam, good, now 6 kilo already. So within dia punya mean average of the graph.
Dia trauma kot.
Dia very traumatized lah. So benda ni I think, breastfeeding also is very, everything has to do with the mind lah.
And you have to bear in mind that we just delivered a child, a human from our bodies. So there's also hormones going on. And that's where the danger of postpartum depression also happens. Breastfeeding isn't easy for some, but it becomes easier when you're more knowledgeable about it. And that's why I thought this was very important to have this session with you. We've got from Nirwana, since we're talking about supply and stuff. Hi, doctor. I'm a mother of nearly 4 months old twins, and I breastfeed both babies on demand. My question is, I feel like I'm a cow, forever having one on another on my boobies, and unlike my 2 older kids, I managed to pump and express milk, allowing me to work and to do whatever I need. But it seems after both babies are fed, it's hard for me to even have 2 ounces of milk to pump lah, to simpan lah kot. And by the time it's feeding time for one of them, it's like dah tak ada masalah. It's like back to back. Any advice or tips which allows me to express at least sufficient milk? Which is also the same question from someone on Instagram, because she is expecting her twins in October. And she's also asking, I'm worried about the sufficient milk supply. Doctor, your input please.
Yeah.
Banyak soalan ni.
Because baby dua kan? Actually, if you have 2 babies drinking from you, the stimulation tu dah double. You should be getting enough breast milk for both of your babies. Going back to knowing whether your baby is having good, enough breast milk or not. Yes. So look at them. Macam ni kita jangan tengok volume tau. We don't see the volume of breast milk that we pump out from the breast. Like I said, that doesn't equate what you have in your breast. You have more than that. So when baby dah minum and then you pump out pagi tinggal 2 ounce saja, that is actually a lot. It's actually a lot. You have abundance of milk already. Okay, so one thing is to see the baby, whether the babies have enough milk by looking at their weight gain. Okay. Usually weight gain ni, kita kata 600 grams a month, minimal weight gain of 600 grams a month. That's how you know that you have enough breast milk. Okay, and number 2, of course, when you breastfeed twins, you will not have enough time to feel the engorgement. When you feel breast engorgement, tu maksudnya you dah oversupply. When your baby is drinking regularly, you will not feel the engorgement. Orang selalu kata engorgement ni, bila dah tak ada engorgement, that means my milk dah kurang.
Yeah, that's what I feel, you know.
Itu satu mitos sebenarnya. That's a myth, you know. So when you have engorgement, that means you dah terlebih susu sebenarnya. So when your baby drinks regularly and the baby is gaining weight well, that means you have enough milk for the baby. Doesn't need to be engorgement. You know, only the first few months, yes, masa pantang you will have the engorgement because your body is actually making a lot of milk.
And I guess it's adjusting. Dia macam adjusting lagi.
Yeah, without following the baby's demand. After 2 months, your body start to adjust to your baby's needs. Then your milk will buat ngam-ngam untuk your baby. So for a mother with twins, don't worry. Just keep on doing the stimulation. Your baby kiri kanan minum. Look at the baby's weight. Look at the baby's health. You know, and be confident that you have enough. And then if let's say the baby tak cukup berat and then baby is sakit, then maybe there is something wrong with the milk supply or something wrong with the latching. You have to see like ada masalah latching ke tidak. The latching salah ataupun ineffective latching tu, that's ineffective milk transfer to baby. Itu yang boleh menyebabkan baby tak naik berat and then tak cukup susu keluar. When you pump juga, make sure that you pump tu betul-betul guna the flange size yang correct. So a lot of factors we have to see to ensure that you have enough supply for your baby. And bukan tengok volume susu yang you produced, tengok baby.
I think some people are also concerned because when they pump, they want to get supply because they need some reprieve, like in the case of Nirvana too. And then for me, you know how I always believe that the father should also be very much part of the whole journey too. Sometimes they feel a bit left out because like Azmi here, he's always like, I don't know what else I can do. I can clean the diapers, I can do this, but I don't have a breast to feed him. So that was another option that we were thinking about, where why don't I pump milk and then at least at night I get proper sleep. You know, I'm not in a bad mood because I'm prone to PPD. So, and then he can just, you know, give the baby feeds at night lah. Tapi macam mana tak ada pump, tak ada susu, tak cukup susu. Misal kata lah, to some people, then that's where the thing again, like when do we, you know, when can we start pumping milk for night feeds?
Boleh, but you have to remember back, Daphne, that night feeding is very important as well. Going back to the prolactin hormones, this is talking about the hormones, and it comes from our brain. The breastfeeding hormone comes from a very small gland in our brain called the pituitary gland. There's a prolactin hormone and oxytocin hormone. So this prolactin is the one that makes milk in the breast, and it releases at night, more at night, during from 11 p.m. until 5 a.m. So night feeding is very important. It doesn't matter whether you not direct feed or you want to pump. But actually 2 times at night is actually needed to maintain your milk supply for a long time.
So God is great. Memang bangun pukul 2, pukul 5 tu memang dia bangun.
2 times at night that you have to breastfeed, whether it's a pump or whether it's direct, you have to do it twice at night, you're saying?
Yes, to maintain your milk supply. So which one would you like better, Daphne? You want
direct
to pump
lah.
or you want to
Malas
direct
nak pump kan?
Betul. So you direct latch, you baring aja dengan dia. You can menyusu baring dengan dia. You can actually rest.
That's true. But the only problem to that is because we're supposed to burp the baby after. Tapi dapat dia dah tidur, mama dia pun dah tidur. Tu yang macam no, I have to wake up and like
that one boleh lah minta daddy-nya tolong.
Like your turn. Bangunkan dia. Lepas burp dia. Thank you, Doc. That's a good idea. Good idea indeed. How long should we be breastfeeding our child? I've got someone
That's
here.
That's a question I wanted to ask. You read my mind.
Once we Farida.
No, because you know why this is a very important question to me. It's very important because our daughter Iman was until what year?
4 years old.
4 years old. Sampai umur dia 4 tahun dia menyetek. Okay, so dalam 4 tahun tu orang lain tak dapat menyetek.
Bodoh lah you.
Okay, so this is a very important question.
It's true, you know, because I didn't realize it until my sister said, that's a little bit Games of Thrones that you're doing, because she's 4 and she's like, Mama, pa, and then she let go. I don't know if it was more comfort feeding, but there was still a lot of milk. And I've got like other people coming in. Puan Sri Farida was saying, she's Farida, 5 tahun ke atas, still feeding both her kids, Still feeding the kids. So what is the cutoff? Is 6 months okay? Like for my firstborn, because it was such a traumatic experience for me, I only breastfed her for maybe less than a month. Maybe the number 2 tu yang dia ambil terus 4 tahun. And the other is number 3 was about 2 years. I don't know how long I'm going to do it with the last one. Nampak tu, nampak always mention last tu. Last.
Okay, all right.
Doctor.
So the recommended breastfeeding duration is actually 2 years. Okay, this is recommended by WHO and also in Malaysia. Okay. Because even in Islam, even in the Quran, in Al-Baqarah, it mentions that most moms should breastfeed until the baby turns 2 years old, and then that's it.
Okay.
Dia 2 years or more or 2 years?
2 years.
Oh, stop there. Okay.
Stop. Yes. And for the first 6 months, we must give baby breast milk alone. No water, no food, okay? And they will start to eat solids at 6 months, but we continue to breastfeed them until they turn 2 years. Okay? Because the benefit of breastfeeding, the breast milk can contain antibodies. So that is the most crucial nutrient for the baby, which is not present in any formula milk. Our antibodies going to the baby. Okay, so that what makes them healthy. So 6 months, the first 6 months breast milk alone, and then from 6 months to 2 years, while the baby start to eat solids, you continue breastfeed. After that, after 2 years, try to stop. Try to wean off.
And after the 6 months, macam kita breastfeed for 6 months, can you mix with formula and breast milk? Atau kalau your breast milk still okay, continue je breast milk lah.
Continue breast milk alone with the food until that baby turns 2 years. Then only you can start to give other milk after 2 years old.
All right. I think you answered my next question, which was when to start solids. Because back then, I remember my younger brother and I were about 13 years difference. And he started his solids when he was 4 months old. But then when I had my third child, that's when they said, no, actually you should be doing 6 months.
Yeah,
then they start solids.
This is recommended by WHO again. And because WHO said only 6 months and above, the baby is ready to receive solids. Then their intestine is all mature enough to receive the solids.
What about if it's premature? Kalau premature baby, premature baby, how do we know whether the intestines are already matured and all that, can accept all the solids?
Maybe if you can ask pediatrician for this, whether they need to follow the corrected age or not. If they are like 36 weeks, I think it's not too far from the term babies. It's just 2 weeks difference. But for those babies who are actually about 32 weeks born, then they might need to ask the pediatrician whether they need to follow the corrected age or they can just. But you need to know also the signs of readiness to start solids. The number one sign is the baby can put up a very good head support.
Dia boleh duduk lah.
Yeah, they can. No, the head.
Oh, the head.
Neck.
Okay.
The head and the neck, they can support by themselves. Number 2 is they start to give signs that they want to eat whatever you are eating on the table. So when you see them eat, when you are eating, the baby wants to eat as well. So that's a sign that they are ready to eat. And these are the 2 things that you can see whether the baby is ready, and not just the readiness of the colon. But yes, research has said that once they turn 6 months, they are better ready in terms of receiving the solids.
Wow, a lot of questions. Now on Instagram, kalau sudah stop breastfeeding, is it possible to produce back breast milk after stop for a certain period?
Can. It's what we call relactation or induced lactation.
Okay.
So because I do help a lot of moms who adopt babies.
Right.
And they want to produce breast milk for the adopted babies, kan? So there are ways to start. For a mother who already born, give birth and breastfed the baby, lagi lah boleh.
Because it's been done before lah. Kilang tu dah buka.
Yes. So we can do the relactation process.
Right.
Taking some medications and also pumping the milk again, to start back the stimulation that will start back the production of milk. Yes, it's possible.
Just amazing, man. If I pump milk but my baby don't drink from the bottle, what should I do with the milk?
You can give the breast milk other ways. With a sippy cup, it doesn't drink from the bottle, or kalau the baby is big enough, they can just drink directly from the cup. Tak payah sipi cup pun tak apa. Or even with a straw. So tak perlu kita nak bagi botol with the nipple. I have my nephew who she drank from the cup using a straw at 6 months old.
Fuh.
So
Advanced.
you don't have to give bottle. So 6 months dah pandai hisap the straw. So jangan stress lah mama.
Okay, dari Facebook. Hi Daphne and Doctor, I'm a stay-at-home mom and direct breastfeeding mom. Recently bila menyusu, anak rasa sakit sangat both sides. Maybe
anak
her breast.
Rasa sakit.
Anak rasa sakit. Berarti rasa breast kot. Sometimes sambil menyusu, I kena pegang my breast. My baby boy nak masuk 1 year old in few days. I was told that I might kena nipple bulb. BELB.
BLEB. Bleb.
Boleh doktor suggest what I should do? Thank you, doctor.
Okay, I think that mama would need to see a lactation counselor or a doctor who practices breastfeeding to check the breast for any sore nipples or nipple crack or nipple bleb or a nipple thrush. Because like I said, there's a lot of causes to sore nipple, and bring your baby along to see if the baby also have some problem with the mouth. Whether it's oral thrush, it needs to be treated. Okay, so susah kalau kita nak cakap dekat online nak cerita.
Yeah, because you don't know what exactly is the problem. Correct.
So do see a lactation counselor or any doctors who understand breastfeeding. Doctors pun tak semua lactation counselor. So you need to find a doctor yang berdekatan yang understand and that they can help. Okay.
And how long do you breastfeed per session? What is the average time? When do we know okay, this is 1 hour plus, this is just too long?
Okay, I would suggest 20 to 30 minutes per session. That's good enough to get the fore milk and the hind milk to the baby from one breast.
Okay.
Okay. So if it takes more than 30 minutes, something is wrong. And you have to make sure that 30 minutes tu dia effective suckling lah, not like dia
macam
dia kolor meja dekat nipple, dia macam tutup dekat baby is not moving the mouth, that is not effective suckling. There should be a constant movement of the mouth for 20 to 30 minutes, and there's swallowing. You can hear the baby swallow the milk. That is effective milk transfer. So 20 to 30 minutes is enough. Kalau dia sleep at the breast for 20 minutes, that means baby is not getting enough milk.
Okay,
so you need to do something.
Okay.
Yeah, you need
macam
to do
kena
something.
bangunkan dia lah.
Yeah,
wake him up or her
dia,
up.
or you can do breast compression while feeding, so that means the milk will flow back, because baby ni kalau tak ada milk flow, dia kan tidur dekat breast. So you can do breast compression that will cause the milk to flow again to the mouth, and the baby start to suck again.
Doctor, I know I wanted to get your time for about 45 minutes, tapi can we have room for another 2-3 more questions?
Boleh.
Boleh?
Boleh.
Doc, I would like to ask, when is the best time to introduce bottle to the baby?
Okay, for a working mother, is it?
Working mom, I'm assuming lah.
Yeah, I would say 2 to 3 weeks before you go back to work, you can start to practice the baby drink from the bottle.
Alright. Anak bongsu saya menyusu badan sampai umur 4 tahun 1 bulan. Paling lama menyusu badan walaupun dia minum susu formula 2 kali sehari. Is that normal?
This one comes back to the mommy lah. How long should you allow baby to drink from you? Okay. Normal, because baby will want the breast to pacify themselves. Like I said before, breast milk is not just to kenyangkan baby. It is to give them the comfort, they feel that they are more secure. They use their breast to sleep. So it is us mommy yang allow them to use our breast to do all that, So what you need to do is if you feel that you don't want to breastfeed a little bit after 2 years, it's your choice. You wean them off gently.
Alright.
Yeah?
How do you wean them off? Gently.
Okay, alright boy. You listen to that. You only got up to 2 years, okay? 2 years, not 4 years. After that, it's Papa's turn.
Ayo. He's got 21 more months. Yes, doctor, how do you wean the baby off eventually?
Now, weaning is not easy for both mom and baby because it involves a lot of emotions.
Yes.
Yes.
Tahu.
You rasa senang.
Nak, tapi tak nak.
Betul. Okay. So, the first tip is do not offer. You do not offer your breast, but if dia orang nak, bagi.
Faham.
Nombor 2, you can try to count when they are the breast. Okay, let's see Elon So Elon dah 2 years Okay Elon, kita akan breastfeed for 10 seconds. You count lah 1, 2, 3, 4 sampai 10, and then you let them do something else with you, because once they want to breastfeed with you, when they are toddler, they want your attention. So you give them attention in other ways. You give them a bit of breast, lepas tu you main dengan diorang so that they will get your attention, and then they will play off by themselves, then you can have your other activities going on. So number 3 tu, you can always talk to them, tell them that they are big, and they can drink milk from other sources. Like my daughter, I would always tell her, okay Sarah, you drink susu cow, okay, susu cow, susu lembu, okay, I say susu cow. So she knows when she wants she's only 3 years old, but she only wants me when she feels like she wants my attention. So I will give her a little bit, bukan dia nak minum untuk kenyang, tapi dia nak attention kan. So I will say, okay Sarah, susu cow, then she will go and find the susu cow and pour inside the cup and minum. Sama juga malam-malam. Now, she always want to hold my breast sampai tidur.
Ya, yang nak macam
nak seluk-seluk. Okay, so at least now she's not drinking anymore, but she's just touching it to sleep.
So I thought it was only my 2 boys. I'm like, these boys know what to do. But even your daughter does that,
Yeah.
Dia nak pegang dia.
Yeah. And then maybe now because we are co-sleeping, maybe you can separate them, don't sleep with them anymore, put them in another room. Itu pun macam
nak tak nak kan?
Sedih.
Betul ni mak dia ni. So tak pandai make up their mind.
So kena pelan-pelan. It's not easy for both mom and baby.
Alright. I guess we are running out of time. Memang hot topic. I know some of you are still asking questions, but if you would like to find out more, please go and stalk Dr. Zarina at her Klinik Famili Gravidities. I hope I pronounced that properly. And please seek your your advice from her directly, because again, some of you who may have some more concerning issues, it's best that doctor actually access your breast to see what is wrong, or if your son or daughter is actually tongue-tied. Well, any final words before we say goodbye? I want to say this is World Breastfeeding Week. Okay, so there will be a lot of people sharing about breastfeeding in the social media. One thing is to find the right knowledge. Just don't go and read something yang tak betul. Get the right information, number 1. And if you are pregnant, go and find the knowledge on breastfeeding and gentle birth before you give birth, so that you will have a good start in breastfeeding. And if you have any problem, do not leave it till the end. If you have problem, terus dapatkan pertolongan. Go and find help as soon as possible. We have a lot of lactation counselors for Malaysia. Actually, when we have networking, so if you are in other states, I will get my friends in other states to help you out. Wonderful, bless you.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So
actually,
So we are all mothers. We are all moms. We understand each other. So there's a lot of also mom to mom support groups. So don't be sad. Jangan rasa seorang-seorang bila you suffer from breastfeeding. Breastfeeding should be an enjoyable moment. It shouldn't be traumatizing. When it's traumatizing, something's wrong. So get it sorted out. Yeah. So
and that's why I wanted to just end this with this DM that came last night. She said she couldn't join us for the live stream, but she did say it's not actually a question, but this is also something that I think mothers should also be careful about to other mothers. She's basically getting too many advices out there saying that when there's a demand, there'll be supply. But for her, she's tried milk boosters, more latching, power pumping, met with 2 lactation counselors, rest, try not to stress out, but her supply remains the same, and it has been the same for the past 9 months. So she's resorted to the fact that the problem was with her. It's frustrating and makes me question myself endlessly for not being able to provide for my baby, especially for the first few months. But at the end of the day, dia macam dah reda. Dia kata, tak apa, I'm going to be giving my baby formula milk because I just cannot produce enough breast milk, and that's fine. And she doesn't want other exclusive breastfeeding moms out there to judge her like, hey, Connie, you haven't tried hard enough, you know. And I have to agree with her. I mean, to each and their own. If she's done her best, she knows she's done her best.
Yes.
Then
there are
that's
such
just how
thing
it is.
there is such thing as diseases that causes a woman to not produce enough milk.
Right.
Yeah, so don't worry if you have tried your best. Maybe Allah dah jadikan you have that disease. Buat macam mana? You have tried your best, and it's okay, you know. But jangan give up at the first time tu. You try dulu, like betul lah macam dia buat tu, jumpa 2 lactation counselors and then do everything that she can and found out that she cannot produce enough because maybe some pathology in the breast that causes that. Yeah, so it's fine. You have done your best. So give yourself a pat. You know that.
I'll give yourself a pat on your back. That lady MP. Woohoo! Well, thank you so much. Thank you, terima kasih banyak-banyak, Dr. Zarina. Thank you for agreeing to spend your Raya celebration with me. I know I said 45 minutes, but it's been like almost an hour. Thank you, and Selamat Hari Raya once again.
Selamat Hari Raya to all mummies as well.
Bye, Doc. See you. And that was Dr. Nurzarina Rahman, the lactation counselor and Parentcraft education specialist from Klinik Famili Gravidities. And she had so much to share with us.